Hi guys, this is gonna be kind of a rambly video with a little bit of an update. I finally got enough tin to make my ore washer so I can start getting some byproducts off of this stuff, and I'm back down to one whole tin ingot. I had like 40 some. Oh, this tin stuff is getting quite annoying. I'm actually thinking about doing a little bit of core sample mining, I guess. Oh crap. Now how in the heck did he blow up? His head was below the line of sight. What the hell was he doing hiding over there in the first place? At least it wasn't anything important. Just a bit of dirt. And gravel. I hate doing it. You know, I like to cave and wander the hills looking for resources. I don't like having to go out and just mine random areas looking for them. That's why I never use a quarry very much. I used to, you know, long time ago, back in Gregtech 4, when we had scattered crap everywhere. But now that it's more select, I like to do it more that way. But apparently this tin in this world does not want me doing it that way. So I'm not gonna do the whole figure out what chunk I'm in and go to the center and all that mathematical crap. I'm just gonna make a mining well, go out, stick it in a mountain, see what comes out. I just basically wanted to let you guys know what's been going on, why it's been so many days since I put out an episode, because it has been a few. And hopefully I can find some more tin. Been spending the day today discussing pollution in this game. It seems that they're wanting to add pollution, which I'm all for. Anything that, you know, makes the game better, I'm not against. And with all the industrial stuff we do, pollution just makes sense. The problem that we were having is that they're basically, on the forums at least, two different camps on how it should be implemented and what it should do. I and Axel and XAR, I think, as well, from the server, are in the camp of keeping things more realistic rather than gameplay balanced. We all three, even though, like I explained to, and I'm not trying to pronounce his name, the guy on the forum that we were discussing it with, you know, we all three play completely different. Axel likes to progress very quickly, where I don't have an issue with taking my time. XAR seems to be more where he uses whatever mechanics are available to him. Where I like to keep things a little more challenging. You know, I nerf myself where others don't. Oh, this thing is funny. I gotta show you guys that in a minute. But we all were in the same camp as far as keeping things at least somewhat realistic with pollution. You know, certain things cause pollution, certain things don't cause pollution. Just having a factory is not going to cause pollution. Just running, machines is not going to cause pollution. Most pollution comes from creating energy to run said machines. Up here. This is what I've been doing, looking for tin, other than out walking around. Ended up finding bauxite, aluminum, titanium, because it'll spawn as low as level 40. So I went to 50 and just started tunneling. And I ran into red granite down there, so I stopped. I went this way. But we like keeping things, realistic and balanced, and I feel that most of Gregtech is, if there is a forced progression, it's forced to progression to get you to the next tier, not forced progression where you have to or things are going to go terribly bad. You can choose to, like I do, stick with the 2 wood out of a log, 2 sticks out of 2 planks way of doing things. This is where I got it. I just mined right across it. Couldn't believe it. Or you can choose to use the materials to make a saw to get back to the regular 4. It's your choice. Nothing is going to change in your game or force you to use a saw. And then if you choose, you can actually get better by going up to, in the old days, it was a sawmill, and nowadays it's a block cutting machine and lathe that will get you your extra planks and cut your sticks out of the planks for you. Could not believe this ravine I found. Find this little narrow ravine here, and then it cuts across this also very narrow ravine here, and I went down here and we've got sapphire, so that'll be nice for making tools later on. And I have no pickaxe material. What did I do with all my pickaxes? I do have my diamond one with me if I really need one. I'm just kind of looking around a little bit while I talk with you guys here. And so the way he was discussing it, to us at least, sounded like that you had to go to higher tier machines to stop pollution from happening. That all low tier machines would put out pollution. And you basically would be forced to progress to keep from having that pollution. And we didn't agree with that because it felt like it was, forcing us to change the way we play. I do not make all medium voltage machines. I don't make all high voltage machines when I get to that tier. I run machines depending on what need I have. Like a macerator. When you get to high voltage macerator, you actually get a bonus and byproducts off of running a high voltage pulverizing macerator. So to me, there is a reason to go to high voltage for that purpose. Wow, look at all that lava. Where basically I'm thinking that his reason for what he's wanting to force people from what I got out of it was people that basically pump the nether dry and run only lava boilers for their power, wanting to force them to use better power systems and force them to upgrade their machines past low voltage. Now, I'm not one that goes and pumps the hell out of the nether, but as y'all probably know from watching my last world, I do make lava arrays to use up what lava I do find in the overworld. And if need be, I do pump a little bit out of the nether if I run into an issue where I am really needing power and I've done a really crappy job of getting power in other ways, which doesn't usually happen very often. With my tunnel style, I find plenty of lava right here in the overworld where I don't have to do that. But it has happened that I have used it. I tend to usually try to upgrade to where I'm using oil or wind power or something like that as soon as possible. But with this pollution thing, it's like forcing you to get to a nuclear reactor, which was like the only pure Gregtech-ish way of making power, because the windmills are IC2, not Gregtech. Gregtech doesn't change anything with them. Where Gregtech does change how reactors work, especially if you get to the higher level reactor, the fission reactor, or fusion reactor. Keep screwing them up. So I'm quite torn on understanding his way of wanting to do this does not fit into my style of playing. And to me, that is kind of against the way most things in modded Minecraft and Gregtech usually goes, you know. Forcing someone to play a certain way is not usually the way things go with Gregtech. Forcing someone to, or giving somebody a nerf that will encourage them to do things a different way is, you know, again, like the wood thing, you know, there is reasons to do it a better way with Gregtech, but there's nothing forcing you to do it the better way. If you want to be stubborn and bullheaded, you can do it like I am right now for your entire game and never make a block cutting machine, never use a lathe to cut sticks, you know, that type of stuff. Where if the pollution he's talking about gets put in, it would force you to upgrade your machines, or else you would end up with this nasty pollution that is basically going to make you abandon where you're living because it's going to get so bad that you can't deal with it anymore. I hear bones, but I don't know where they're at. Looks like there's another vein of something right there. Let's see what it is. What do we got here? Barite. So this is going to be a Certus vein. Apparently I've been by here. Ruby. Grab that. And come back down here. There's that daggone skeleton. Come here, butthead. This is gonna be Olivine. Definitely gonna need that when we get to high voltage. I don't ever use Olivine for tools because you need that for data circuits. And I don't know if there is a use for bentonite. I don't remember if there is or isn't. I'm thinking there should be. Can't remember though. I was thinking there should be emerald in that too, but I could be wrong. Magnesium, definitely gonna need that later on. So we were just basically discussing, our way of playing and how we felt it should be, or how we felt it would be best implemented, which would be, cause pollution with burning type generators, oil, diesel generators, methane, gas generators. Those all should create pollution, but you should also have a way of cleaning that pollution. That's going to cost you power, but it will also give you some sort of byproduct from doing so. Axel's idea was basically that you would have like dirty water, and in cleaning the dirty water up, you would end up getting very small amount of dirt and sulfur, stuff like that you would clean out of the filters when you clean the filters in it. It would give it to you automatically as it filters. I'm not sure. And I have absolutely no issues with that type of pollution where it puts it in, but it gives you a way to counteract it. Along with it. So it adds to the gameplay, not takes away, I guess. It doesn't force you to go to a better way of doing things, but it encourages you to go to a better way of doing things. Creating a buttload of solar panels and wind turbines will keep you from having pollution. Making a reactor will save you from having, all of this pollution, but it's not forcing you to do so. Alright, enough shooting at me, dickhead. Where are they at? Oh, they're down there. Okay. And we found another damn ravine. Or the same ravine, just further down. Okay. So I just wanted to run that by any of you that don't follow the forums, but watch me play, and if you'd like to read what we've been discussing all day, go to the forums, check it out. If you want to weigh in on the discussion, whether you're for my idea and Axel's ideas, or if you're against them, I don't care which. I'm one that thinks that all ideas are good if they're discussed and hold on a second. If they're discussed and reasonably, thought out, and then if, there's a good consensus, then it can be implemented. If it's something that the group as a whole doesn't find as being a good implementation or idea, then you look at a different idea or a different way of doing the same idea, whatever the case may be. So I don't feel that Pure, probably butchering his name all to hell. I don't feel his ideas were bad. I just feel that they're not sticking with what Gregtech has always meant to me, as far as allowing people to play their way while dealing with nerfs that a lot of people don't agree with. I think I've said it a couple times now that when I first started playing, I absolutely hated the wood nerf. To me, that was cutting into a core idea that I was used to with vanilla, and by changing it was, going beyond what needed to be done. But when I played with the wood nerf turned off, I had no reason to need to go up to the better ways of doing things. I never used a saw because I already could get it that way without it, and I didn't really see the use for making a sawmill because I really didn't need the 2 extra planks. I was already getting the 4. So then when I finally broke down and said, alright, I'll, try it the way it was coded in, and played with the wood nerf the way it is, then I understood, well, this does make sense to have it out, because then it gives you an incentive to make the saw, use the saw, and then you feel even more empowered when you make a sawmill and get more. And that's how I feel things that are added to Gregtech should be. If you're going to take something away from us, that's fine. But give us a way of getting it back, or an incentive to do it a different way. Don't try to bully us into doing it a different way and having to change our play style completely to fit. I swear a long while ago, back when Greg was still coding Gregtech 5, that there was one player, I'm not sure what her name is, but that she stayed in the Bronze Age forever, I swear. Because every comment she had was on Bronze Age, and this was for, months and months and months. And it might have been that, she was just testing the Bronze Age machines and was actually in creative mode, not in a survival aspect, which we all tend to, like I said, do things our own way, and I don't have any issue with people that do creative testing. Creative testing is something that needs to be done to make sure everything is balanced and working the best possible way. It's just not the way I like to do things. I like to check balance by playing the game and making sure everything is balanced together with how it's works in a survival aspect. That's why I never go into creative, unless I absolutely have to, which is usually only for mind tweaking, which I hate doing because it's very boring to me. But I don't think everybody should only test in survival either. I like to do my playing and testing in survival. Others like to do their playing and testing in creative. And I see reasons for both. And I'm glad that there's others that like to do it in creative. That way I don't feel that I need to. So I can do what I enjoy doing, because if there wasn't somebody doing it, I probably would try to step up and do it. That's just the kind of guy I am. I like to try to help out where I can, and even if I don't really enjoy it, I may still try to do it just because I feel there's a need for it. Come on, you little prick, where you at? I cannot frickin' see him. I can definitely feel his arrows. Can't see him. All this damn water. Good gravy. Gotta get some of this shut off. And I actually wish that I hadn't taken a journey map out, because I don't think this map that I have now has a big map like Journey Map does. Because I'd love to show you guys how far I've actually gone looking for tin, which to me is something that needs to be addressed in Gregtech 5. Now, Gregtech 6, it's not as big of a deal because we have the gravel and sand small ores. So in early game, you can just kind of scour beaches and swamps and deserts and get your tin that you need that way. Where in Gregtech 5, we don't have that. So, what's up? Thing is starting to piss me off. And it's my own damn walkway. I'm the one that made the damn thing, and I still can't do it right. Because I have had so much issue trying to get tin that it is really starting to piss me off. And it's getting to the point, like I said, where I'm going to go and make a mining well and do core sampling to try to find it, which is changing my style of play. But other than going and making a bunch of TNT and just blowing the dirt off the top of mountains, or randomly, tunneling through the sides of them, I don't really know of anything else I can do to find it. And like I said back at the factory there, I'm down to one piece of tin. And just about every machine I make, until I get to where I have a centrifuge and a wire mill, I need anywhere from 30 to 40, 45 tin for one machine. I would love for them to put in that we could use zinc wire, because in essence it's the same properties. If you look up zinc wire and tin wire, they have the same power loss and carry the same amount of amperage and same voltage. So, and tin and zinc is so easy to find because it's found a lot lower than what tin is. You have to find caves that are in very high places to be able to cave for tin, where zinc shows up down to like 40 or 50, I think. So you can actually get it much, much higher, or much easier. I'm screwing up here. Just by doing regular caving. Hell, I got 17 crushed zinc right there, and 18. So that's another machine I could make right there if I had that choice. Where at the moment, I don't have that choice. But I haven't ran that across anybody yet. This is the first I've actually stated my opinion on it. Because everybody right now is pretty much stuck on that other discussion. I didn't want to try to throw out a completely different idea that would take away from that discussion they're having on pollution. So basically that's what I'm doing. What's been going on. I'm thinking about expanding my building. I might do a video tomorrow while I build that. This one was only really to give me a place to start working, and I really need to get more space for storage. Just isn't enough. I need, a whole wall of barrels to hold all my ores. I've got somewhere over here. Here it is. I got 3 different ores sitting over here that I ain't got room for the barrels yet. I haven't just quite decided yet how I'm going to build it, if I'm going to go that way or start on my basement. Not quite sure yet, but I definitely want to get a place to stack up my ingots better and put my barrels for my storage, and I'm going to need to have more area for my low voltage machines. I think I'm probably going to make a centrifuge next. I haven't quite decided. It's either going to be that or a wire mill, because if I do a centrifuge, then I can get more byproducts. I can hammer this and get tin from that. I can also get tin from zinc. If I look at this here, see, I get tin from that. Where the crushed zinc, I do believe, gives me gallium or something like that. Oh, that says it gives me tin too, so I thought that maybe it's a centrifuge. Oh goodness, my allergies are acting up. Keep yawning. I'm not tired. So I think I'm gonna have to end this here in a minute. See if I can get these allergies under control. And luckily, when I was out searching for tin, I found me a salt vein right over that way, not too far. So I'm gonna go and mine this shit out of it. That way I can start making my lithium for batteries. I want to get me a battery in here, but I gotta get the machines for that made too, so it's not going to be anything that happens right away. Right now I'm just kind of using my passive solar boilers there to do this little by little while I do other things. Every now and then I'll throw some lava in there and do up a little bit, but that thing takes so much power at one time, it's ridiculous. And I think another idea would be, as far as the pollution, is the inflammation, the need for trees to help produce, clean, fresh oxygen for you, and to eat up, some of the carbon dioxide that is being created in burning things. Because I know a lot of people will build tree farms where the trees are constantly being cut down. I think it would be a good idea to, if it's possible. Again, I'm not a coder, so I don't know how well these ideas will work as far as trying to implement them in code, but a way of making it to where trees like this, that are just here all the time, not being cut down as soon as they grow up, would be a neat idea to add to the game as well. I think I'm going to end this here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to my ramble about pollution and the way I hope to see the game go. And I'm going to, I want to make one of these core sample drills, but it's going to take an ass ton of steel to make, and I don't know exactly how it works. I have plenty of iron, I have plenty of steel, so I might just make one of them and go out with you guys and try it out. But I might make a mining well too, because mining wells aren't bad, they're just iron. But I'll decide what I'm going to do, and hopefully come back tomorrow with at least something, either expanding this building and moving my storage around, or going out and trying to find more tin. So hope y'all don't mind that these are a little lacking in progression right now. Doing what I can do without cheating to get it done for you guys. I love playing in this world. I love playing this mod, but man, I hate dealing with frickin' tin. Such a pain in the ass. But that's the way it always works in Gregtech, I found diamonds, can't find tin. Last world, I found 2 tin veins, couldn't find diamonds. So it's just the way it works. Seems like it's always the way it works with me when it comes to Gregtech. It's same way with Terraformercraft. Whenever I play it, I always tend to have certain resources that they like fall in my lap. And then other ones that I gotta search and hunt and, go forever without. I guess it's just, the way things work. It'd just be nicer if it wasn't quite such a pain in the ass at times. There's certain things I don't mind. Like in Gregtech 6, I couldn't find iridium. I needed it to make the next level crucible. Couldn't find it. Luckily, I was playing on the server with that one, and somebody else could hook me up. On the Gregtech 5 server, I had the same thing. I couldn't find tin. And Axel had actually found a vein and told me where it was, and I went and got some. But I'm still having that issue with being able to connect to the server without that lag. It tells me that my ping is good, like 40 or 50, but I still get these really bad spikes, and nobody else is getting it. So it's got to be something on my end, not Axel's end, or just communication between the two. I don't know what it is, which is why I haven't put out any videos from over there, which is also why I haven't updated the Gregtech 6 of making the 2 new machines, which hopefully I can get done this weekend. Like I said, I'm going to end this damn thing. I've said it at least once now, so. Find tin vein. God, it's such a pain. Take it easy. Have a good one. And hopefully see you tomorrow.